Hello, welcome to Bonneville's Energy Efficiency Tracking System training. In this video, I will walk you through the process to approve EEI payments for invoicing. Before getting into the system, I would like to walk through some key changes to the BEETS invoicing and payment process. In the past, customers will compile all necessary information, documentation, and approvals before submitting the invoice package to BPA. This kicks off a 30-day invoicing clock during which BPA will perform compliance review and oversight if needed, and subsequently issuing payment. In BEETS, customers will now submit application information directly into the system. Any technical reviews needed will be performed, and then BPA will perform compliance review and oversight if necessary, which takes approximately 7 to 10 business days. Upon approval through compliance review, the customer must now go back into the system and select applications for payment approval and invoicing. This kicks off a net 10 calendar day payment clock before BPA issues payment. While this is now a two-step process for customers, this actually can reduce the amount of time that customers can be paid due to the change in payment terms. After logging into BEETS, you'll be taken to the dashboard screen. Your screen may or may not look like mine does, depending on which widgets you have added up to this point. Before invoicing, we need to make sure that you have the proper widgets in place as they're critical to the invoicing process. The first widget is called the Budget and Savings Dashboard. If you haven't added it already, you click on this Configure Dashboards cog in the upper right-hand corner. Click Add Dashboard. Name this Budget and Savings Dashboard. Click Add Widgets. Select Power BI Reports and select BPA Dashboard, or likely in the future, BPA Budget and Savings Dashboard. Click Save to add this widget to your dashboard. As you can see, the dashboard is now in place. Feel free to click and drag on the corner to see better, or use the scroll bars to see other parts of the dashboard. We will talk through at a later time what this all means. The other critical widget that you need in the invoicing process is called the Invoicing Dashboard. Click on this cog wheel to configure dashboards. Click Add Dashboard. Rename this Invoice Dashboard. Click Add Widget and select Paginated Report. The report you want to select is called the BPA Invoice Dashboard. Click Save, and this will now appear up top. And again, feel free to click and drag to make this more visible. We once again will come back to this at a later time. Once you have added the Budget and Savings widget to your dashboard, you are now ready to approve payments. The first thing you want to do is to ensure you have enough EEI budget available to invoice against. To view your budget, scroll down to the bottom, and you will see that there are two budgets visible: your EEI budget and your performance payment budget. If you recall, these are now separate within BEETS. We will focus now on the EEI budget, as that is related to EEI payment approvals. You will see your total budget here. If you hover over these individual bars, a pop-up will show you the exact amount, which may be needed when you have smaller amounts. Additionally, feel free to drag and drop these scroll bars to zoom in and out on these budgets. Especially in the beginning, these amounts might be really small, so you likely will need to hover over it to see the amount. Another part of this that is helpful is this budget breakout below. As you can see, these are detailed out in a table format, which may be easier to view. This remaining available budget is what you want to check before invoicing. We will now move forward with the payment approvals. As you may recall, when an application is approved by the COTR, it will move into the Ready to Invoice status. This is the point where it will move into the payment approval screen for your invoicing approval. To access this, you want to go to this Utility and Program Management tab. Select your individual utility. Please note that you will only have access to utilities that you represent. You will see some tabs up top. As you can see, I only have 2 selected. You may see more, but these are not of value to you. So we recommend that you hide them by clicking on this Configure Widgets button and unchecking Snapshot, Config, and Financials. These are not helpful to BPA customers and can distract. The 2 that are important are Programs and Payment Approvals. As you can see, I have these visible. To move into the Payment Approvals process, click on the Payment Approvals tab here. You will see a blank screen. To view the pending payment approvals, click this drop-down and select one or many programs. As you can see, they will continue to expand and add those pending payment approvals to the screen. This situation, I'm going to select all. You can unselect by clicking the X to remove the item from the view. To hide this filter, click on this upward arrow and see your pending payment approvals. You have the option now to approve all pending payments by clicking up here or selecting them individually. As you can see, when I select multiple ones, this total amount will increase to reflect which ones are selected. Each of these line items also includes the link to the application, KWH impact, and individual measure incentive amount. In this situation, I'm just going to approve this one. As I see the total down here, $26,446, I go back to my budget to ensure that I have enough by clicking on this Utilities tab and going back to my dashboard. Once I have confirmed I have sufficient remaining available budget, I can go back to the payment approval screen by clicking on this breadcrumb at the bottom, and I validate the one selected and approved checked. You will receive this green confirmation message to know that has been successfully updated. Now at this point, it's important to note that the customer will no longer see the pending payment approval in this screen. There are things that happen behind the scenes before that payment is issued, which I will walk through now. This is a depiction of what happens behind the scenes after a utility approves the application for payment. Nightly, this payment approval is sent up to BPA Finance to check against the EEI budget to ensure there are sufficient funds. If the utility does not have enough funds, the payment will be canceled and the application will return to the payment approvals page. If there are sufficient funds, the application will move forward to process and create the invoice. This is the point that earned performance payments are added to the earned performance payments funds and updated on the dashboard. It is also important to note that performance payments are not automatically paid and must be requested in a separate invoice process. Please see the additional performance payment invoice training video for this process. Once the invoice is created, BPA Finance in net 10 business days will issue payments. Once that payment is issued, that application will move forward to app completed status. This is the end of that process. If you would like to track the status of your invoice from creation through payment, you can do so in BEETS in the Invoicing dashboard. I will now show you how to access that and view your invoicing status. After logging into BEETS, you'll be taken to your dashboard. You will see the budget and savings dashboard that we previously added, and you will also see your invoice dashboard. This is where you view invoice details and invoice status. To view the details of your invoices, select your utility. You should only have access to utilities you have permissions to do so. Ensure either the invoice number is entered or null is checked. Enter a range of invoice approved dates from which to pull results, and click View Report. All invoices within the date range will appear below. As you can see, there is a unique invoice number that was assigned by the system, an automatically assigned invoice description, which includes your utility, the invoice date, and the payment type. As you recall, payments from BEETS are either EEI or performance payment funds. So you can see the difference here. Your invoice status is also included, showing where the invoice is in the payment process, invoice total, invoice date, the date the invoice was approved, and then once the check is issued, the date paid will also be populated. By clicking on this plus sign, you can see the details of the invoice. As you can see here, the individual applications that were approved as part of this invoice are listed, including the project name that you assigned when you created the application initially. You will also see the summary of EEI savings, self-funded savings, the payment amounts for each individual application, the application approval date, and the project completion date that you inputted at the beginning of the process. You can hide these details by clicking this minus sign again to take you back to the original view. In summary, you can use the invoice dashboard to view invoice details and associated payment status from the point of invoice creation through to payment. These dates will be updated along the way on a nightly basis as things progress. This ends the BEETS Invoicing training video. Thank you for watching.